The necklace. Mathilde and her husband, Monsieur Loisel, live in Paris in the 1880s. Mathilde is beautiful, but her wealth does not match her looks. She grew up in a family of clerks and married a clerk from the Ministry of Education. They live simply and only have one servant. Yet Mathilde dreams of an opulent life full of expensive things, like beautiful jewelry, clothes, and furniture. She never attends special events because she's embarrassed about her plain life, and she greatly envies the rich. One day, Monsieur Loisel brings home an invitation to a Ministry of Education party. He had trouble getting it because he is only a clerk. To Monsieur Loisel's surprise, Mathilde is angry, not pleased. She has no dress that would make her feel like she belongs. They decide she can spend 400 francs of their savings on a new dress. Mathilde remembers a rich former classmate of hers, Madame Forestier. She decides to ask her if she can borrow some jewelry for the party.
Today's warm-up quiz is blank. His disappointment. The concert was cancelled at the last minute. A. Or. B. By. C. To. D. At.
You have 15 seconds to think about it. Time's up.
Welcome, everyone, to English for You. I'm Adam.
And I'm Elsie.
And Elsie, have you ever looked at someone and thought, oh, wow, they have it all? Maybe they always get good grades or great grades. They have a ton of money. And, they just seem really beautiful or effortlessly beautiful.
Yeah, and we just envy them, right? So sometimes it feels like life is just easier for certain people.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard not to compare yourself and feel a little jealous.
Exactly. But have you ever wondered if, having all those things actually makes someone, all that happy?
That's a good question. And today we'll talk about a character in a famous story who struggles with this very feeling.
You're right. Today we'll be diving into The Necklace, everyone, which is a classic short story about a woman who envies the rich and dreams of a glamorous life. Starting our story, everyone, it starts off by saying, Mathilde and her husband, Monsieur Loisel, live in Paris in the 1880s.
课文今天开头告诉我们 Mathilde 和她的丈夫住在1880年代的巴黎。
Mathilde is beautiful, but her wealth does not match her looks. And there, everyone, we see the word wealth, which is a noun. It's a large amount of money or valuable things someone owns. So an example sentence, we could say the king's wealth included gold, jewelry, and large castles.
Wealth 这个名词呢是钱财或是财富，那字尾加上 y 会变成 wealthy 这个形容词，那指的是富有的。它代表的是呢含有资产多、地位高。那如果是这个 rich 的话呢，它比较偏向描述收入或是花钱的能力。那我们这边说到 Mathilde 她很漂亮，但是她的财富啊是比不上她的，配不上她的美貌。
So she's really beautiful, but she just doesn't have really a lot of money.
Okay, so she should be rich, but she isn't.
Right, exactly. Or that's maybe how she feels. Continuing, everyone, with our story, it says she grew up in a family of clerks and married a clerk from the Ministry of Education.
Ministry 这个名词呢，指的是政府的一个部门。那么 Mathilde 她出生于一个书记家庭，后来呢就嫁给了教育部的一位书记。那在这个句子里面 clerk 它指的是政府机关或是办公室里面做文书啦、行政工作的职员，也就是所谓的基层公务员。
They live simply and only have one servant, yet Mathilde dreams of an opulent life full of expensive things like beautiful jewelry, clothes, and furniture. And there, everyone, we see the noun jewelry, which are pretty things people wear like necklaces, rings, or bracelets, usually made of gold, silver, or gems. For an example sentence, we could say, My mother gave me a special piece of jewelry for my high school graduation.
Jewelry 这个名词呢，它是不可数的哦，用来泛指所有的首饰，比如说戒指啦、项链、耳环、手镯等等。那如果你要表示的是一件珠宝、一个首饰的时候，我们可以放上 a piece of， 好，我们可以说 a piece of jewelry。那另外这个形容词 opulent， 它指的是豪华的、奢侈的，那是一个比较正式的用字。所以我们在句子当中看到的 an opulent lifestyle， 那就是一个奢华的生活方式。所以啊，我们的 Mathilde 还有她的丈夫，他们过着简朴的生活，家里面只有一名佣人。然而呢 Mathilde 她却梦想过着奢华的生活，充满了昂贵的物品啦，比如说美丽的珠宝、衣服还有家具。
Continuing, everyone, it says, she never attends special events because she's embarrassed about her plain life, and she greatly envies the rich. And there we see the verb attend, which is to go to an event, like a class, a party, or a meeting. An example sentence would be, I will attend my best friend's birthday party this Saturday. We also see the verb envy, which is to feel jealous of someone because they have something you want. An example sentence using the word envy would be, Jake envies his brother because all the girls in his class like him.
好，整理一下 attend 这个动词是出席或是参加，我们可以搭配像是 attend a meeting 参加会议， attend an event 参加活动。那 envy 这边呢也是当动词使用，代表的是羡慕或是嫉妒。envy someone 那就是羡慕某人， envy someone for something 那就是因某事而羡慕某人。那我们的女主角呢，她从来不出席特殊的场合，因为她对自己简朴的生活是感到羞愧的，并且非常羡慕有钱人。
Well, she shouldn't be embarrassed just because she's not going to all these special parties because she doesn't have maybe fancy jewelry.
Yeah, but they still have a servant.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's see what happens next. It says, one day, Monsieur Losel brings home an invitation to a Ministry of Education party. And there, everyone, we see the noun invitation, which is a request asking someone to come to an event. An example would be, I got an invitation last week to attend my cousin's wedding. There we also see one day, which refers to a single day. An example would be, one day, my sister brought back a cute little puppy. We all just melted.
好，我们首先看到的 invitation 这个名词指的是邀请或是邀请卡。invitation to 后面加上一个名词，那代表的是至点点点的邀请卡，就是到某个地方某个场合的邀请卡。An invitation to a wedding 婚礼的邀请， An invitation to a party 派对的邀请， An invitation to dinner 那就是晚餐的邀请。动词形式当然是 invite 这个动词。那另外我们看到的片语 one day 指的是某一天。所以啊，某一天有一天，他的先生带回了一张教育部晚会的邀请卡。
Okay, so they got an invitation to the Ministry of Education party. That's a big deal, everyone. And continuing, it says, he had trouble getting it because he is only a clerk. To Monsieur Losel's surprise, Mathilde is angry, not pleased.
Oh, so he tried very hard to get that.
Yes.
But the wife was not happy.
No, she is not happy one bit. And we saw that phrase, have trouble, verb ing. So that is to find it difficult to do something. An example would be, Emma had trouble understanding the math lesson, so she asked her teacher for help.
Have trouble doing something 那就是做某件事情是有困难的，我们也可以换字，比如说呢 have difficulty 或是 have a hard time， 或是 have problems， 好，这些都可以，但是后面要加上的是 VING， 这是不变的。那这个句子里面呢，还包含今天的文法重点 Let's take a look。 在今天的 Language in Focus 当中呢，我们要讲到的是 to once 后面加上情绪性名词，逗号之后再加上主词及动词的句型。这个句型表示令某人感到点点点的事。那 to once 加上情绪名词，这个部分是修饰语，句子的主词跟动词才是真正的主句。那第三个，我们要特别注意其中的名词语义必须要带有情绪性。常见的情绪性名词有像是 surprise 惊讶， disbelief 难以置信，或是 delight 愉快， excitement 兴奋，或是 embarrassment 也就是尴尬不好意思。所以呢，马上给同学们一个例句。 To his disappointment, the concert was cancelled at the last minute. 他感到非常失望的是，音乐会在最后一刻被取消了。同学们有发现吗？这个就是我们在 warm-up quiz 里面看到的题目，所以答案要选的就是 C 选项 TO to。 你答对了吗？那另外呢，这个句型也可以改写变成什么？我们可以把它改写变成 to the 加上情绪性名词，再加上 of somebody， 逗号之后再接上主词以及动词。像是呢 To the embarrassment of her, she walked into the wrong classroom。 这句话在说的是她感到非常尴尬的是她走错了教室。好，这是比较少见口语上面的说法，但是文法正确，语气正式。那这个句型呢，也可以用 much 加上 to once 加上名词，或是 to once great 后面加上名词来加强语气，表示非常点点点。 For example, much to his disappointment, the event was cancelled. 令他相当失望的是，活动被取消了。好， back to the story， 回到故事。他很难拿到那张邀请卡，好，他指的就是这个老公。那因为他只是一个小小的职员。那令这个先生很惊讶的是呢，他的老婆 Mathilde 并不高兴，反而还生气了。So she was angry.
Yeah, she's angry at her husband, even though her husband tried very hard to get an invitation to this party. Getting back to our article, everyone, it says, she has no dress that would make her feel like she belongs. They decide she can spend 400 francs of their savings on a new dress. Ooh, so that's a lot of money. Again, this is back 1880s. That's a lot of money back then for just a dress. And there we see savings. So she can spend this amount of money. Use their savings, which is a noun. It's money that someone keeps for the future instead of spending it. An example would be, when I was 9 years old, I used my savings to buy a new skateboard.
Savings 这个名词是复数名词哦，通常指的是个人或是家庭长期存下来的钱，也可以加它是积蓄或是存款。那另外我们看到的这个 franc， 它指的是法郎，也就是法国在使用欧元之前采用的货币单位。那我们说到呢，我们的女主角这个老婆，她没有一件能够让她觉得可以融入大家的礼服，大家都是富有的人，她觉得她要穿一件体面的衣服，但是她没有，所以呢，她跟她老公就决定用他们的积蓄当中的400法郎来买一件新的洋装。
Okay, so she's going to use the 400 francs or $400 to get a new dress. And then Mathilde remembers a rich former classmate of hers, Madame Forster. She decides to ask her if she can borrow some jewelry for the party. Ooh, what do you think? Would you borrow jewelry from one of your classmates or money from one of your classmates?
I don't think I would.
Ooh, yeah.
Let me think about it.
All right.
好，所以这边呢 Mathilde 他就想起了他有一位富有的旧同学。好，这位旧同学呢，他就决定说要去问问对方是不是能够借他一些首饰来参加舞会。那我们这边呢，在句子当中看到大写的 M， 然后小写的 m 还有 e 再加上一点，这个是 Madame 它的缩写，那意思就是夫人啦、太太或是女士，用于指称讲法语的女子，尤其指已婚者。 那等同于英文当中的 Mrs.
All right, everyone, that leads us to our For You chat question of the day. It says, what parts of your life make you happy? And what would you like to change, or what would you like to change if you could?
Oh,
That's a big kind of question. That's
big
a
question.
heavy loaded question.
Yeah, so the parts that make me happy are spending time with my husband
Okay.
and my kid,
And your cats? Okay.
traveling and learning new things. And if
Okay.
I could, I would like to change how busy I am. So I have more time to relax.
Oh, did you say how busy or how bossy you are?
Both.
Oh, both. Okay.
Busy and bossy.
Busy and bossy. You like to change those things about yourself.
Kind of.
All right. Well, yeah, I agree. The parts that make me happy are, teaching. I really do enjoy teaching. Hanging out with you and our friends and our cat, and visiting new places. I love doing those things. That makes me happy. But if I could, I would like to change my habit of procrastinating so I can get things done faster. I always put things off until the last minute, usually.
You're a big procrastinator.
I am.
Okay.
What about you guys out there? And ask your teacher as well, what parts of your life makes you happy? And if you could change one thing or things, what would you change differently?
OK， 各位同学喜欢今天的主题吗？你还可以到空中家教和真人老师互动练习哦。那我们就下次见啦， Bye for now.
I'm Adam.
This is Elsie.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Vocabulary Review.
Wealth. The couple's wealth gives a comfortable and rich life to their children and grandchildren. Jewelry. James knows his girlfriend likes jewelry, so he bought her some earrings for her birthday. Attend. We plan to attend the school meeting tonight to hear about the new library rules. Envy. Thomas envies people who can play the guitar well without looking at the music sheet. Invitation. Rick turned down the invitation to the event because he had other plans for that day. Savings. I'm putting more money into my savings so I can buy a house in the future.
智慧小补帖。
Ministry. Opulent. Frank.